Kerrit podcast. Podcast, good song.
Yeah, this sounds like something carrots could grow to.
Crunch into us.
What's up, Doc? What are we doing?
I don't know.
Fuck them.
Crunch.
How are you doing?
Good. Hanging in there.
Cool.
How
Great.
about you?
Oh, same. Disappointed GameStop is down so far.
I knew that would happen. I knew
it would happen, and I think I guess I expected there to be more of a fireworks display at the end. I don't think anybody anticipated it. Well, obviously some people did, but a lot of people didn't think that the fireworks display would have been last week. They thought it would have been maybe not this week, but within a couple weeks.
Yeah. Well, the stock market is so crazy.
Well, I don't want to get too far into conspiracy theories, but it is a little strange, everything that's going on. What with Robinhood restricting access to shares.
Yeah, the problem is they're not completely transparent about what happened. They're trying to cover their own asses, basically. This is the real reason that they put a limit on it. It's because, so I have Robinhood. To buy stocks, they foot the bill. And then the money from your account goes into that account, like 3 days later.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, I want to put $50 in my account, and they're like, okay, well, we'll give you $50, and then you use their money that they just gave you to spend on whatever stocks, and then 3 days later, your actual money goes into the account. What was happening with that was there was so many people doing it at the same time that they're like basically running out of money. And then when the head guy was, talking about this, the interviewer said that, so it sounds like a liquidity problem. You don't have enough money. And he's like, no, that's not it at all. And it's like, no, you literally just described that's what the problem is. And then you're backpedaling on that not being the problem. If you were just fucking, open about it, but that would, screw their business and whatever shit. So.
Right. Well, I think that, a couple things about Robinhood. I was disinclined to join them because I heard that there were like microseconds between the transaction being processed and like you actually having it. So within those microseconds, that information is being sent over to like major hedge funds or like the stock market, whoever's in control of major portfolios. And then that in and of itself was sort of like a lack of transparency in how stocks were being influenced.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So there was that. But then these past couple days, I heard that, and I don't have the information right in front of me, but that one of the reasons Robinhood was restricting access to shares is because one of the people that has a stake in Robinhood was one of the big players that was affected by this shorting of GameStop stock. Yeah,
I would assume that as well. I mean, it's not one reason, it's many things. So,
right.
Well, that's the thing is like once they had to get, well, the hedge funds that lost a bunch of money on the shorting of stocks, they had to get bailed out by other hedge funds. So if Robinhood is, losing money, they're going to have to get bailed out by hedge funds as well. And they're probably all fucking connected.
This all sounds so very rigged to me.
Yeah,
then.
It's because it is. But that's the problem, too, is like with anything, there's going to be people who get fucked over by this. So you have a bunch of people who do have millions of dollars and they can just throw around 100,000 buying GameStop. But then, Wall Street Bets gained 6 or 7 million additional people. Mm-hmm. So if they're all putting money into this, they don't have enough. They don't have $100,000 to throw around like these other people do who are also in Wall Street Bets. So they're getting fucked over buying, I bought, shares for $300 each. Well, when that goes down, they lost all that fucking money.
Right.
So
yeah.
it could have been their savings, and especially during a
Well,
pandemic.
that's their fault, though. I mean, why would you do that?
It is their fault. But as you know, everyone can be swayed by disinformation right now. So people are fucking idiots. So they should take responsibility, obviously. But I'm not a fucking idiot, and I bought 3 shares of AMC thinking that maybe it'll go up to at least 100, and it has gone down and it never went up. So that's the stock market. So you have to know the risk, and that's what the thing is.
See, I disagree. I do think you have to know the risk. Certainly don't throw all of your life savings into something. No. That's a horrible idea.
Agreed.
But, no, I really think once wind of this was getting out, like they used every trick in the book, and they were doing literally illegal actions to try to cut their losses. Yes. Yeah. And I think, there's, having a risk is one thing, but then also losing money because someone else, like some billionaire, did something bullshitty to make those losses real. That's not that's not the game. That's not fair. Yeah. And so there's risk, but there's also like absolute horse shit. And it just, I don't know. It's been very, very fishy. Obviously there's been no concrete evidence, but like so much of it it's weird. It's just weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're obviously Robinhood is still doing a thing where it's like, well, you can buy it, but it's like it's all restricted or whatever. So you can still buy shares, but it's not at the amount that people were. So therefore, it's making it go down. So that's obviously a way for them to control the system. It's all.
That's my thing. Like they come out earlier this week and they're like, hey, you can buy more than 1 share now. You can buy up to like 500 shares, I think it was, or somewhere around there. And it's like, okay, well, now that you've had time to regroup and figure out your plan of attack, that's awesome that you're allowing us to buy this much. Yep. Like it's
but just, it'll never get to the height that it was. So yeah, it's all crazy and kooky.
So it could technically get to that same height, though. Honestly, at this point, I would say the best bet for anybody who bought in super high would be to wait for it to drop more, and it has obviously dropped a lot. But I would say like wait till it drops way low. Like I mean, I would imagine it's going to go below 20 at some point. And if you do that, buy like 20 shares at that price, and then it averages out, so you haven't lost quite as much money. And then it should eventually recover because, I mean, there has been news associated with it. Yeah. So they seem to be trying to evolve their company and their business model for a more like online based.
Yeah, situation. I saw that. I was watching the SNL cold open. I don't know if you saw that, but it was like, what still works? That was the name of the show. And then Pete Davidson plays a guy who just bought stock in GameCube. Yeah, he bought stock in GameStop or whatever, and they're like, so is this the value of the store or whatever? And I had just listened to The Daily, and they were talking about how they are going towards a more streamlined online environment or whatever, which is good for their business model. So it's like you can basically value it at whatever you want to. That's the whole idea. You shouldn't let other people devalue something and then make a profit off of it. That's the whole idea behind the thing. So yeah,
interesting stuff.
It's all crazy. I've just been still playing Mortal Kombat and watching Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. That's what I've been doing.
I don't like that show. I have tried watching it. I just can't do it. I don't know.
How many episodes?
I've got like 2 seasons in.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, I don't need to watch this anymore.
Man, I love that show. So good. It's so outlandish. Okay,
I mean,
bye.
I like Ellie Kemper. I like Titus Burgess.
What don't you like about it?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it. I guess it's just annoying.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's been a while, so I couldn't offer any like real critiques, any concrete criticisms of it.
When's the last time you watched it?
Oh God, like 3 years ago, probably.
Oh wow, okay,
Yeah, it's been a while. Because I was psyched when it came out because I love 30 Rock, so I was like, okay, Tina Fey. I think Robert Carlock is the other guy.
Yeah, it's literally just like 30 Rock, but
that's not true though.
It's not the same plot, obviously, but it's the same like wacky kind of world that they're building. I mean, this joke can sum up the whole show. Jane Krakowski, her character, asks she asks Kimmy, "Do you want a water?" And she's like getting a water out of the refrigerator, and then she's like, "No, I'm fine." And then she just throws that water in the trash can.
Right. That's funny. That is funny.
That sums up the entire show for me. I mean, it's that outlandish and wacky, and it's like it creates this, false world. Mm-hmm. Like Columbia House has not existed since the 90s, and they're still ordering tapes from them. I mean, it's meant to be wacky.
Columbia House?
Yeah. You could order cassette tapes and they'd send them to you.
Is Columbia House the movie studio?
No.
It's a tape. It's cassette tapes.
Yeah, it was like a record club. Oh, I guess they're still going. What?
I've not heard of this at all, so this is all news to me, and I'm fucking old, so I don't know.
This seems sketch. It says, oh Jesus, 8 CDs for a penny. That was the thing they had, and then that company filed for bankruptcy. It looks like in 2015. So this was, 2015. Yeah, they're still getting cassette tapes in the show. It's funny to me.
I mean, let's see. I'm trying to think. Search party's over. I finished the 4th season. Mm-hmm. Update for everybody. Oh, hey, this is an update of an update. This is off topic. But the beer brewing experience has culminated in a wonderful batch of pale ale. Mm-hmm. And it's terrific. And we are very, very proud of ourselves for nailing it on the first try.
What do you mean nail? What do you mean?
It's delicious. I think I explained it, right? I must have explained it on like an episode like 6 weeks ago or something like that.
Maybe. I'm kind of lost. What do you mean? Fill the kids in.
Certainly. So about a month and a half ago, Heather and I we had a beer kit for Christmas. She got me a beer kit as a gift. Mm-hmm. And so we decided to brew our own beer, and we made 9 bottles worth, and it's an American pale ale. And the process was super simple. It's literally like boiling water, steeping hops, adding some malt, adding some other like grains and some other things. And eventually really it's just a bunch of like siphoning and bottling after that, really. And
I had no idea. I don't think you've told me this.
Okay, I thought I had. Now I am, and that's terrific because it's awesome. We were very paranoid because we had heard that if just like small molecules of bacteria get into the brewing glass jar called the carboy, the beer becomes sour and disgusting. Obviously, there are sour beers out there, but this is like bad sour. And we were paranoid the whole time. We're using like this sanitizer that was included in the beer kit that is flavorless, and you just soak like all your bottles and all your equipment in there for like 60 seconds, and then that's enough for it to be sanitized. So yeah, we did the whole process correctly. We siphoned everything correctly. When we first created the batch in the pot and we were pouring it into the carboy, we were like, this isn't right because this is disgusting. It was like green sludge.
Oh no.
But it was weird because when we added the yeast to the carboy, you could see the carbonation begin to form and it was like just a cloudy, it looked like the clouds of Jupiter. It was gorgeous. And we finally bottled them a couple weeks ago. I was concerned because carbonation, like how does carbonation work?
I don't know. You would know more than I have. I've never made it.
it's basically, like we had to boil some sugar water and then combine that with the beer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we bottled together. So I think it's the sugar that helps to build that carbonation once you bottle it. But like, I'm bottling it. Wait, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, there's things without sugar and there's still carbonation, so I don't know if that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean that's
Like
a fair point.
Seltzer water.
Yeah, I like, for example, yeah, they have those seltzer water machines where you can put a bottle in now, and it like makes this regular water seltzer water now.
Yeah, well,
seen that?
I know. No, I haven't. I know carbonation is like just air, like it's bubbles. That's basically what it is. So I maybe it's like a like if you're whisking something. You have to put air into the thing to fluff it and froth it or whatever. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's just like the way that the air. For the YouTube people, I just keep doing the hand motion.
Yeah, I mean it's an interesting thought because like I really don't know the actual chemistry behind it. We just did it because it said so in the instructions.
That's crazy.
I know. Yeah, it's a very boring explanation, but it's the truth. But I mean, honestly, we had to put these bottle caps on top of the bottles, and we had to like push them on with a tool, like on Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
uses one.
Yeah,
we had like a classic, shittier version, but it was essentially the same thing, except for it had a grip on both sides, and it kind of looked like a garlic masher. If you've seen one of those.
Well, it's cool that they didn't explode like in Breaking Bad.
That's what I was afraid of. I've opened 2 so far, and they literally open normally, and it's
good.
Crazy. So they're just in time for the Super Bowl.
Are you doing anything for the soups?
Totally. We're gonna watch it, and we're gonna eat some pickles, and that's about it. So are you gonna watch it? It's a national thing.
Maybe, probably. I
Watch
don't know.
Tom Brady lose his 10th or 3rd or 4th Super Bowl. He'd be losing his 4th. It is his 10th.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
That's another thing from that SNL sketch I was talking about.
He's a Trump supporter.
Yeah, he's a Trump supporter. I forget about that all the time.
I know. Is he still? I feel like he hasn't commented on it publicly since Trump went all, what's the word I'm looking for here? Marlon Brando in Apocalypse Now?
Well, that's funny because he's always been that way to me if you can see through the bullshit. So.
Right. Well, obviously, not many people can, so. But that's right. Well, actually, a lot of people can. In fact, the majority of people can. So
over 70 million people saw through the bullshit. So that's good.
Indeed. So that's good. Great. So this episode's about the Dark Knight, right?
No, it's not.
Oh, what is it about?
Okay, let's welcome people. Hi. So if you're listening to the Kerrit, you've heard all the last amount of time that we've done, or if you're listening to something serial, you haven't. If you're watching on either, then it's the same thing that I just said, but with watch instead of listen.
And if you're Kevin, you're as confused as Kevin is, and that's me.
Well, this goes out to 4 different outlets, right? If it's the Kerrit, it's the whole thing. If it's something serial, it's just us talking about the specific topic. And then it goes out to audio, and it goes out to video on YouTube. That's what this is.
Nice. Okay, gotcha.
So thanks for joining us just now, everyone, on Something Serial. But we're going to be talking about Batman, the animated stuff, because I watched Mask of the Phantom today.
Oh, did you? Phantasm.
Yeah, I didn't watch it closely, apparently. Mask of the Phantasm on HBO Max.
I'm here to watch TV. That's paraphrasing of
what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Yeah, which is weird because like even then it was a comet.
Yeah, it's a comet that like froze the air, didn't it? Like it put a bunch of icicles in the air, and
I have no idea.
Down and killed the dinosaurs.
I thought there was. Oh man, like this is all reaching so far back to like I don't even remember elementary when I fucking last read about this stuff.
No, they didn't teach us that in elementary school. They basically told us it was a meteor, but that was it. But it's like the meteor the size of a fucking continent, and then it crashed into Earth, and then it like froze the atmosphere or something like that, and then icicles came down, and and killed a lot of the dinosaurs. And
Fun.
yeah, it's there's a podcast called Radio Lab, but they were talking about it.
Love Radio Lab.
Yeah, they're talking about it on there, and I saved it. I should listen to it again because it's like it's such a high concept, and I can't really grasp it. So yeah, but Batman,
yes,
Mask of the Phantasm
is wonderful.
You told me to watch this.
Yes, it's on Netflix still, right?
I watched it on HBO Max.
Gotcha. HBO Max is still absolutely coming in clutch, and I highly recommend it to any listener out there who's on the fence or is looking for anything new. It's awesome.
I would get it just for the Mortal Kombat movie that's about to come out.
Yeah. Well, they have so many good movies. I want to see the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I know it's not coming out, I think, till August, but it's James Gunn. I think it's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, there's like
hopefully
20 characters in it, and they're all going to die. Like, let's be real.
That's amazing. Well, hopefully by then we'll be able to see it in the theater.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Exciting, right? I know. It's awesome. Sorry,
Go
ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I wonder, like, when it will be safe to... Maybe we could make a quick bet, and just for curiosity, like a good old, like a gentleman's agreement. I don't know. I actually don't know what a gentleman's agreement is. I just realized.
I don't either. I think that's where you take a woman out to dinner, and then you
don't have sex with her.
No, you open the door for her. That's
what?
It.
What do you mean? Are you joking?
Gentleman. You're a gentleman if you like open the car door for the girl.
That's awful.
What? How's that awful?
Oh, you're serious?
Is that bad?
Oh, I just because like I thought it was a joke because it's like an agreement to open a door, and if they made a term specifically just for opening a door, like I'm out, like I'm done, I'm gonna cash in. I don't know.
I'm gonna sell my stonks.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Oh, that's funny. No, that's not what it is. I don't know what it is, but what's the bet?
Okay. So the bet would be with COVID still shitty but winding down, it seems, and with each passing week there seems to be better infrastructure for distributing the vaccine on a national level. It begs the question, when will there be enough vaccinations out there to safely open theaters and feel comfortable going to theaters more specifically? So, like, I feel like there are a couple of parallels running here where they both need to match up perfectly for it to be successful enough to be deemed a good idea.
Well, it's going to be state by state because there are still 10 states, I believe, that don't have a mask mandate.
Oh, cool. Which ones?
Yeah,
do you know offhand?
I don't know offhand. I heard it on NPR. You know, mainstream media.
Yeah, I know. It sucks that they're mainstream now. I missed when they were boring.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, now it's like there's stank on everything. Former President Trump, like you didn't need to put that O in the former.
Oh, I love it though.
It's so it feels so fucking great to hear.
It's still surreal. Side note, just that Biden's been president, I think, for 2 weeks now.
And he's done so much. It's been great.
He has, but I think even more importantly, it's all been like you have to seek the news out. Mm-hmm. Like
they're not reporting on it as much as anything Trump did.
It's even already I can feel like headspace clearing in me. Mm-hmm. It's really weird. Like a fog is lifting slowly.
I started watching a video of like all the quote unquote nasty questions that reporters ask Trump and his meltdowns.
Nasty question.
And he's like, why would you ask a nasty question like that? It's such a dirty, nasty question. It's so simple. It's so simple. All you had to do was say it like this. And it was I had to stop watching halfway through because I'm like, why am I listening to this clown? Like, just to see the juxtaposition from then to now. And this is also, like, they're showing clips from, like, March or, like, early April where they're doing it in, like, the Rose Garden or whatever. So everyone's outside. They're still, like, spaced apart, but no one's wearing masks. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, to even look at that, it's so far away. But it's so insane because that's also before 400,000, almost 500,000 people have died.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when did the Rose Garden Massacre happen? That's what it's called, right?
No. Way after that, I think.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
Wasn't it? It was the super spreader event.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it was because they were all packed like sardines in the Rose Garden without masks on, and everyone
Wasn't well? That's right before that. I think that's the night that Trump got COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah, just around there, because I think it
No.
was before the presidential debate. I want to say
Yes.
that the Rose Garden massacre happened.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's Rose Garden Massacre.
I've heard. I think it's so perfect.
Uh,
So many people got it. I can only name 3. I'm pretty sure Kellyanne Conway was one.
yeah, that stupid bitch.
Who cares? I mean, it's just
yeah.
weird. It's so weird how that it seems far away now. Like you're talking about like Trump on video. Like I haven't seen video of him. I'm pretty sure in like 2 months now. Well, wait, it's January. I guess maybe a month, but still.
Yeah, it's been almost a month since the attempted insurrection. So
Yeah. Hey, month-long insurrection anniversary. I
Yeah.
hope that man, this is definitely much more Kerrit material than something serial, but I'm very
Yeah.
curious how that.
we'll get to that.
I just have to say, the more time goes on, the more hopeful I am that there will be some sort of reckoning. And the reason I am currently optimistic is because I feel that there's less immediate anger about the situation. And obviously there are like Republicans trying to downplay it still.
Yeah.
But it just feels like the longer the process goes on, the more people are like, it was pretty fucked up though, right?
Well, have you heard what his legal team is saying? Like the defense?
I have not at all. No, I don't think I have.
The defense is like, well, first of all, this is the latest thing that I heard, but the defense has I don't know how to even word this. Like they have refuted facts, like facts of things that have been said and things that have been done, and they have refuted those things. So then they're like, okay, well, Trump has to go on trial. Like he has to go under oath and say these things. And then they're like, well, no, we don't want him to go under oath and be interviewed or whatever for the case. And that's hilarious to me. So it's like you're fully admitting that he's a liar because you don't want him to go under oath. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's what their thing has been. Their MO has been like this whole time.
And one of the other things is, so the other team completely quit. Like his defense team quit. Did you know this?
I heard because he wouldn't pay them up front.
Oh, I heard it was because he was pushing them to keep saying that he had won the election. Which I'm sure that's what he's doing with this. Like, that's another part of the defense. And then another thing is that he can't be charged with impeachment because he's no longer in office anymore. Mm-hmm. That's another part of the defense, which is fucking hilarious because that means that you can just kill a prostitute in the Oval Office and then bye everybody and then leave and then no repercussions for what you just did.
Absolute power you're talking about? With Gene Hackman?
Yeah. Oh, is it Gene Hackman? I thought it was Clint Eastwood.
It's both of them. Gene Hackman is the president, and then Clint Eastwood's the thief. I haven't seen it in a really long time. I do love Gene Hackman. I've been wanting to watch more movies with him.
He's pretty great, but he's the murderer in that movie, right?
He is. He's also the president. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
that's
Trump.
A weird movie, but you know, all those movies now make more sense. Mm-hmm. Even Harrison Ford in Air Force One, he's like a good president. But you're watching that movie and you're like, there's no president that would do this. And then it's like, well, Trump exists, so there's probably like an anti-Trump who would be Harrison Ford in Air Force One. It kind of makes sense.
In an alternate universe.
Yeah.
Well, what were you going to say?
Nothing. I just think it's funny. I have a cat here. Look, do you see her?
Cute cat.
Look at her.
Oh. Hi, kitty. Aw, she's so sweet.
I'm done showing her now.
That was going really well over audio.
This was a private moment.
Oh, man.
It was going well over audio. How come? Oh, because there's no image. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm so fucking behind today.
It's all right.
So it's okay.
I feel there. I mean, there's just no time, man. Like I was thinking about. It's almost like all the months of June through November. I don't remember.
Oh yeah. I mean, this whole time though, time has operated differently this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And like I can't, we're already a month into this new year.
Yep.
I don't
Doesn't
know.
even.
I don't. Nothing phases me at this point. I don't even give a fuck. I'm actually pretty excited about. I think it's been a decent year so far compared to 2020. To be honest,
It has.
I mean, we have a vaccine situation unfolding. I mean, it's better than not having it, even though it's a bit slow.
That's what we were talking about. We were talking about when can movie theaters open up again.
Yeah, that was the bet. We want to know what the gentleman's agreement was.
The gentleman's.
I'm gonna hold the car door open for you, and I'm going to just tell me what you think.
I think that a vast majority, so it's going to be state by state. I think that a vast majority of the good states will have most people vaccinated by May.
Mm-hmm.
And I think to reach the threshold, well, the problem is there's going to be shitty states that are still going to have like skyrocketing cases and not enough vaccine. Like that's just obvious. But Michigan's doing pretty well. We have reached over 1 million people who have been vaccinated. Yeah, with the first shot. So we need more vaccines, obviously, to round out that second shot. But yeah, I'm just hoping that it gets to more people.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I guess I'm going to say May. I'm going to shoot for May.
Okay. I would. I think that you're definitely in the ballpark. It seems like to me.
Yeah.
Because obviously theaters are technically open, but I guess what I mean is like actual box office returns.
Yep.
So I tend to believe. I am so fucking naive. I tend to believe Fauci, and I think maybe it was Biden who said anybody who wants a vaccine by springtime will be able to get one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they're aiming for, when is the first official day of spring? Would that be March 21st?
March 21st. Yep.
Okay. I don't think it'll be then. I mean, May is a really good guess. I don't want to guess the same as you. I guess I'll go in that case with April. I'll go with April. Is that okay? I don't mean to like Price is Right undercut you like you did.
That's fine.
$100 and I did 99, but yeah, I'll aim for that. And then and I think that because Gerrit,
yep.
if so many people get the vaccine, the cases, I mean, week by week, they're going to just be like
dropping
cows off a cliff.
Okay, so here's the deal. What if you say April, I say May. What if it's May 1st where they're like, everything can open, we're good, and then you get fucked?
I'd be disappointed. I'd say, I'm not a fan of gentlemen's agreements anymore. Like, is this seriously how they work? Like, I'm off by a day.
Man. It could also be April 1st, and it's just April Fool's Day, and it's like, just kidding, Kevin. We're waiting a month.
Fauci comes out on April 1st and is like, it's cured. We did it. Everyone has a vaccine. Very low risk of transmission at this point. And then the next day he's like, I just want you to know, I got you motherfuckers.
And everyone just throws their masks up in the air like it's graduation.
Oh, what a terrible idea.
I started double masking and I've never felt better in my life. Surgical mask. I have 2 filters in my cloth mask, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. No. 5.
I don't know. There are a lot of. I felt really good a few other times in my life. I would have to say when I could run like 4 miles and it not be a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I could, that was good because it was like you felt really good. And then also when I was able to smoke cigarettes without it feeling like I was gonna die afterwards.
I mean, I felt better when this wasn't happening. I would rather have a hangover than lockdown.
I love hangovers, so
I don't.
You'll
I
get
hate
no
them.
argument from me. Hangovers are terrific. I think I've discussed this on the podcast. I hope so.
Maybe.
And that is that I have a theory, and that is for certain individuals. It obviously isn't for everybody, but if you hit that sweet spot of a hangover, You feel like you're like you've injected acid straight into your veins when you wake up the next morning, because you're in this weird sort of hungover state where your nerves are frayed, but it kind of opens up your mind to be able to intake so many sights and sounds, and you can almost make more like snap decisions. And if you're cruising down the highway in a hangover, and obviously with the alcohol has gone from your system at this point, you're like driving home after the parties type thing, and you're blaring some killer music, and you're like, ooh, or even better, you're like listening to the radio and a good song that you enjoy comes on, and you're like, this is the universe telling me something. It's telling me, here's a song for you, Kevin. According to our gentleman's agreement, I'm playing a song for you now because of how drunk you got last night. That's what that means. I just realized.
I have never had a hangover like that. It has always been brutal misery, and they started getting worse the older that I got. Like, it would be 2 days, and I'm like, I need to stop.
That's one thing that does suck, is like I don't really try to aim for that sweet spot anymore. It is very hard to stick the landing, but also, like, I don't feel like wasting a full day. Like, I mean,
that's
I even if I don't have shit to do, like the wintertime, I feel like rules are a little changed. I don't really have much to do, but especially in the summertime, even in the work. I mean, look, why would you waste a day of freedom away from work on feeling like shit?
That's what I'm saying.
It's so stupid.
I've never felt that good. It's always been shitty. I guess when I was younger, maybe that would happen. I can remember sometimes where it's just like, oh man. But no, usually it was a headache. And if I have a headache, I'm ornery and I'm hungry and I'm just angry.
Oh, it's great. You grab some shitty breakfast or a burrito. I'm always a huge fan of a really big burrito during a hangover. And you go and you're listening to music and you're walking around and you're like, yay, I'm excited right now. I'm gonna go get fucked up right now.
I mean, you can. I haven't drank in almost over 3 years. I'm pretty sure that's how long it's been. I can't remember.
Pretty good. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks. It's been hard during quarantine, but
yeah, I can imagine. That's all I do during quarantine.
Lucky.
I know. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be that guy, but
did I bring this up with you? Like, also, I have listened to the past podcast and I say like way too much.
Oh, what do I do? I'll just stop talking.
No, please don't.
I just want to emanate through the microphone.
Great.
And we'll start now.
Cool. So, yeah, I will celebrate 2 birthdays in quarantine lockdown. So last March we had just went into lockdown, and then this year we'll still for sure be in that. And 2 birthdays. It was 29, my last year of my 20s, and then this year 30. It's the first. It's a big Hallmark birthday. Mm-hmm. So
it's transformative.
I'm upset. I'm pretty upset about it.
I don't know, it's a cool cocoon, like you're like a butterfly. No. It took a whole year for you to turn 30.
It's not. Because no time has gone by. No time and all the time. I have lost an entire year of my birthday, and I have nothing to fucking show for it, except for a bunch of Kerrit episodes, which is a pretty good legacy to leave. But
it is cool that we were able to up the production for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's not like I'm going to come up. It's not like I'm going to come out the other side like a better person. Like, oh, I'm 30 now. Everything's great. I'm such a good person. It's like I'm going to have to relearn how to interact with society and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. You're going to have to, like you have the foundation for comedy and obviously the experience, but you still have to, you spent years honing your craft and whittling away at those soft edges to make it sharper and more looking like a duck or whatever figure it is you're carving.
Snowman.
Snowman. And then you're going to quarantine for a year and you're like, dude, I'm supposed to be like killer at this time, and now I'm just fucking lost again.
I think about it, and I remember when I went up in June to host, and I was recording my album Slight Return, and it's also special.
I like that one.
Thank you. The crowd is just so weird. I I spliced together different performances from those 2 weekends that we were doing shows.
It's an interesting one because I not to interject. I just
No, go ahead.
There's a moment where you're kind of calling out. I think it's a Trump supporter about
Probably.
mask usage, and it almost veers into like a little too real and a little too dark. But for some reason, it doesn't go there. I don't remember why, but it's just it doesn't really quite go there, which is good.
Is it the one where the guy is like, we don't want to talk about COVID? Is that the thing?
Maybe that's what it was.
Well, because I'm talking to a table from Indiana, and I'm like, well, how much? Like, I'm trying. So jokes aren't working because they're not going to. I know that specific show. So then I'm just going on like, let's talk to you guys. Where are you from? Indiana? Oh, so I'm trying to like say things because that's crowd work. That's what you're doing, but also haven't done it in a long time because it was like 3 months from the last time I was on. So then I'm trying to like, do this. And like, we just keep talking about numbers and cases. And then I'm trying to I know where I want to go with this, where I'm like, there's one of two things. If Indiana has less cases than Michigan, then that means that they're going to bring coronavirus back to Indiana. If Indiana has more cases than Michigan, that means they're bringing coronavirus to Michigan. That's in my head. I have these two things going on. So I'm waiting for them to like tell me what the case numbers are and everything so I can get that punchline out. But then this other table is like shitting all over it. It's like, we don't want to talk about COVID. And then I finally got that line out. It died, and then I fucking went off on that guy. It's like, you fucking asshole. Like, Jesus Christ. What do you think I've been writing about for the last 3 months? Fucking zebras? That's what the line was.
Yeah. It is funny because, like, what do you talk about? I think...
Not Corona! Everyone's been living the same life!
It's like when Patton Oswalt said it's the worst that Trump has been elected because... there are no jokes, really.
Yeah, he's
I'm
right.
paraphrasing. But, like, it's the same thing during COVID where it's like, it just drains you. There's just nothing to talk about. It just sucks. It's like the plague. It's like, can you imagine being a comedian during the Black Plague?
I thought about that. That's another concept I had. Like, no, even during Spanish flu, because I don't think there were comics. Like, there were jesters, right, during the plague.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's fucking great. I had it during the Spanish flu, but I'm going to change it to the plague.
Yeah, you could. Well, the thing is, you can use a character that's like talking like a modern day comic, but with occasional old words in there. Like, ye all know what I mean.
Oh, that's great. So I've lost 3 family members this week.
Doth thou understand?
4. Just points in the crowd. Oh man.
Oh, that's so cheesy. I love it though.
But that's the thing is like I'm gonna have to be starting over. So fuck it. I mean, I'm gonna have to find. I kind of have an idea of like when I finally start to get tour dates. Call it the Finding My Voice Again in brackets tour. So it's like Finding My Voice brackets again comedy tour. And then so I'll go everywhere and I'm gonna do all the shit I was doing when I started, like folding my arms while I'm on stage and calling the crowd poopies and I'm gonna do all this shit. I don't care.
That's awesome. At
least, I've lost all progress, so fuck it.
I know what you mean. I mean, I really do, and that sucks. And I feel for you. I feel like it makes you. I have to say, I have like, I don't want to minimize your experience, but like you telling me that, like, I feel like it sheds a light on all of those individual stories out there because, like, unemployment. Yeah.
Oh, Kevin's frozen. Gone. Are you coming back? Damn it. Let's go to an ad.
My bad. Can you see me now?
And we're back.
We're back. Did you enjoy that Anchor ad? Great. I don't care. I can't hear you.
Yeah, what you were saying. I didn't hear what you said after I had finished what I was saying.
Well, just basically that, like, your experience is a lot of other people's experiences right now, and unemployment is like super high, and it's just it adds to a depressing outlook at the moment. and it makes, I mean, I think there's always hope at the end of the tunnel. I mean, honestly, but it's just kind of crazy, like how far behind everything has gotten in everyone's life. I mean, like just.
Well, I've made comments on like news articles or whatever, and then I'm just like, bars shouldn't be open or something like that because it like makes cases skyrocket. And then people are like, well, maybe if you would have lost your job or your business, you'd have some empathy. And I'm like, motherfucker, I have. I will still advocate for people getting minimum wage that's an actual price, like that they deserve, rather than fucking $7 since 1998 or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Like, I don't make minimum wage. I'm fighting for those people as well. Like, you have some fucking empathy. I don't know. It's just so annoying because it's like, and also to be called lazy by the GOP. Where it's like, you're not working because you're lazy and you don't want to work because you're lazy. It's like, no, it's not safe, you dumbass. I would gladly work. You know why? Because I had a fucking career that I loved. You robbed that. You robbed me of that. Mm-hmm. So, and again, I'm one person in a sea of people that are affected by this shit. So it's, oh boy.
Is that this is off topic. Is that a Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters shirt that you're in?
It is.
Where did you get? Is that like an official, like, I worked in a movie theater shirt?
I don't know. I think they were giving these shirts away when we saw the movie. I got it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know.
I missed it. I worked there. We saw it because I worked there. It was free.
I don't know how you didn't get the shirt.
Maybe I didn't care. Maybe I like got free merch and like saw so many movies. I was like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like,
you're like, I'd rather have that poster.
Yeah, like give me a poster. Side note. So many side notes.
Yeah, so many side notes we didn't even talk about Batman.
Not yet. Maybe something serial will wait on that episode. We'll see. But when I was working at so for listeners that longtime listeners know I used to work in a movie theater, and new ones just now learned that. So now we're all on the same page.
Good.
And, you could get movie posters from there once they were done. You could sign your name up and be like, I want this one. And one of the rules was you can't auction these because they're official. They're just to have fun with. And when I was younger, I like steadfastly followed rules such as that.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, I'm like, why didn't I just collect every single possible poster and wait like 5 years? Because I'm not going to work there forever and then just sell them because they're worth like $50 each if you have the right poster.
Do you still have any more?
I have a few. I have nothing. I have like a couple. I think I have like an Edge of Tomorrow one, and I believe I have a Mission Impossible Rogue Nation one.
Well, sell those when Tom Cruise dies on set from a stunt.
No
those
doubt.
Will skyrocket.
Yeah, especially. Oh man, I love it. I love him. I don't care. Don't kill me, internet community.
Well, I did start watching the Leah Remini Scientology documentary.
Yeah, I have heard of that,
dude.
It's pretty fucked up, from what I understand.
Yeah, dude. It's it makes me
dislike Tom Cruise.
I'm not gonna say dislike because his movies are so good.
His movies are so good.
It's so awful.
They're so good.
But it really is like this weird thing where, I mean, if you look at it from the standpoint of him and a religion, it's the same as Catholic people not leaving Catholicism after millions of children have been, molested, for me.
Oh my God. I hate this fucking Ethernet cord. It's like a fucking asshole.
Oh, wow. Did you hear anything I said?
Oh, sorry.
Just to come back in on what I had just said is hilarious.
I heard you say you left off at the Catholic Church.
Yeah. So it's the same as like people who are Catholic not leaving the Catholic Church, even though millions of children have been molested. It's like looking the other way. And it's like, so how? But I don't. And I think that's the same thing for Scientology. If you're looking through the lens of this is a religion, this has saved me, this has cured me of my dyslexia, So if he looks at it from that, and also being surrounded by people 24/7 that are only, telling him good things about it. But then on the other hand, he doesn't only work with Scientologists, so they're bending the fucking rules for him because he's thrown so much money into it. Mm-hmm. So it's this weird thing of like, well, I understand why, but he's still wrong. Like, it's a fucking cult. So
yeah, totally. It really is. It is. And it make,
and so is Catholicism. So there we go.
Man.
Yeah,
but to be like a fly on the wall in Tom Cruise's life, because like I don't worship the guy. I love his movies, but like what I mean by that is you
worship Xenu.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what are those conversations like behind closed doors when you're like the face of the shittiest cult on like not the face of the planet, but one of the most well-known major cults in America, and you're Tom Cruise and like everyone adores you.
Well, he's surrounded by yes men. I mean, he can literally do whatever he wants, and they're not going to say anything.
Isn't it weird though? Like you'll get, I mean, he works, for example, with Christopher McQuarrie, who I don't believe is Scientologist.
Well, Simon Pegg isn't.
Yes, that's another
Henry
great
Cavill.
Example. Paul Thomas Anderson, who worked with him on Magnolia, has like defended him in interviews, and
I think it's
interesting.
I think it's because he is a good person. I think that's the big takeaway. Like, I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's just surrounded himself in this cult, and I mean, he hasn't ordered anyone to be killed. I wouldn't say.
Hopefully. He should order Edward Zwick killed for what he did to the Jack Reacher franchise, but that's fine. Jack Reacher never go back. More like Jack Reacher never gonna watch again.
It sucks because the first one was so great. I never
fucking hate the second one.
Never even saw
fucking
it.
Awful. Fucking horrendously bad.
Why is it so bad?
So many things. Honestly, several things. The first movie with a simple plot, I mean, it's a pretty simple plot. It's like a crime mystery. It's nothing crazy, but there are a few things that are great. The editing is solid. The music is solid. The acting is solid. Like, everything about it is done at an above average level, even though it's technically an average movie because it's just like a small crime thriller type thing. The second one is, it looks like a made-for-TV movie. I mean, the lighting is shit. The editing is shit. The writing is terrible. His character is supposed to be fun because he's a lone wolf, and he's paired with a girl you think is his daughter the whole movie. And so there's this weird parental, like, characteristic that's been added. And I've read, like, so many of those books. I've read, like, 10 of them, and none of them feature a character like that. So, like, why would you bring it in? I mean, I guess it's hard for me to talk because I'm the kind of person who, I welcome you to make changes to an adaptation if it works. But if it doesn't work, then it's going to make it look shittier than if it had not worked or not been in it at all.
That's a pretty high changing of the formula thing for a second movie to do. Exactly.
You gotta wait. You gotta wait your turn. It was unimaginative. Everything was flat. It was so weird. It's so weird to watch a bad Tom Cruise movie.
Mm-hmm.
The Mummy and Jack Reacher Never Go Back are so bad, but every other movie made from like 2009 till now has been an absolute success in my vision. Even Oblivion, which isn't amazing, is like a decent movie.
It's so weird that he was in The Mummy.
Yeah, like that movie's terrible. Like, what is that? Why?
Dude,
I know. I'm thinking of the trailer, just like
I was just thinking of the trailer too, like him just the scream.
Can we include that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I planned
so
on
funny.
it.
That's so funny.
Oh God.
But I don't know why we ended up talking about Tom Cruise. Did you hear about, like, obviously the Catholic Church has been involved in some pretty horrific sex scandals. I guess not even sex, it's like pedophilia scandals.
Yeah, sex is consensual.
Yeah. So in Germany, there was a story that came out about nuns that would like rent out orphans to be used.
Jesus.
for like sexual favors.
Had not heard about this.
I read it. I read the article, and it has some graphic details, and it was like disheartening.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't even know what the word is. It was awful. And I guess the reason I bring it up is because, we're talking about Scientology and Catholicism, but it's just crazy. Like, this came out. I feel like no one's really talking about it.
Yeah.
And it's
of course. Of course, because anytime that this stuff comes out, I mean, you've seen Spotlight. They tried to bury this shit.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that weird? I want to watch that movie again. I need to. It's been a while.
Jackie and I did. I kind of watched it while she was watching it, but yeah, we during quarantine, and it's like I think about it maybe every couple days. But yeah, that movie is really good, and it's just it's so fucking aggravating that like this is a true thing, and people again will just not listen to victims or be on the side of victims. It's insane. They're children. I don't know.
It's like that Bill Burr quote when he was, for some reason, booked on a morning show, and the morning show co-host is just like, "Don't you think, you've done enough with the Catholic Church, or do you think you've gone too far?" He's like, "Don't you think they went too far?"
Exactly.
Terrific.
I don't understand why people and it's the same with Tom Cruise. I understand why people are defending the shit because it's like tradition and it helped you cope or whatever the fuck. But it's like it's at the expense of so many, in this case, children. It's insane. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just. I feel like every few years you hear something about that now, and it was shocking when it first happened. And then I forgot everything because Spotlight takes place in like 05 or so, right? Or 04, somewhere in there.
Something like that, yeah. 02, 03, something.
So that broke, major scandal for years. Still is there. I mean, still it's in people's minds.
Yeah.
Catholicism itself is like still rock star level terrific in the global community. But then Spotlight comes out, the movie, draws more attention to it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the conversation gets started again.
Also, Doubt. Don't forget Doubt was before that.
Totally, yeah. And it's kind of like, you've seen The Core with Aaron Eckhart?
No.
You have not? Okay, I don't recommend it. But I'm going to kind of spoil the ending for you.
Dude, I haven't seen it, and I don't recommend it.
Stanley Tucci's in it. I don't believe it. Orlando.
Oh man, Aaron Eckhart's in it, and I still don't want to see it.
I know it's really not great, but it's kind of fun.
Okay,
I'm going to spoil the ending. So they're trying to get the core of the Earth started again, which is like okay, whatever. Anyways, well, anyways, so okay, to try to get the core of the Earth started, their idea is to nuke it. Okay, but in their models,
just like Godzilla.
Right. Well, what ends up happening is they aren't able to nuke it for some reason. So what they have to do is split the nukes up into separate explosions around the core that go off at different times to get it to kind of stir. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who
Who
had this idea?
So that's how I feel about Catholic pedophile stories. They broke, like there was one nuke that went off in the early 2000s, and then Spotlight came out to kind of try to get the rotating story again. And then there's another explosion that's happening right now to maybe try to get it turning a little more. And yet nothing, like the core is still not turning. Like somehow all of these nukes are going off and it's just not working.
Well, there's also the movie or the documentary on Netflix, The Keepers. Did you ever see that?
I did not.
That was another thing where it was just like a nun got fucking murdered, and they're trying to hide it or whatever because she found out some truth or whatever.
That's so they like sanctioned a murder.
Fuck, of course they did. They're fucking evil, man. Ugh.
It is funny though. It's so crazy how. Like I was reading a book, The Pillars of the Earth.
Kevin, how fucking dare you read a book?
I know, I'm a piece of shit. It's a really, really good book, and I highly recommend it to anybody. But in the book, religion is a factor because it takes place in like the 1300s or somewhere around there, and it's in England, and obviously everyone was like gaga for God back then. And they're like two major factors of the religious. There's the monks that are like cool people that are like thoughtful and like they're studying all the time, and you can understand their point of view because people gain wisdom just by hanging out and kind of doing their own thing like that. But then there's the other side, like the main oh god, what's it called? Like, it's not the cardinal. It was like, I think it's a term that's like a cardinal that would come in and visit, and he would just be a fucking asshole, and he was there purely for the politics, and he was just trying to get ahead in life.
He was trying to get ahead in life.
I know, he's trying to get both, basically. And it's just weird to think about people wanting political power when you're in a religion.
I mean, it's all a lie. It's of course. When you say it and you're like, it's so weird, I'm like, it totally makes sense.
Sad. Well, so that's been the Kerrit.
Yeah, I mean, we're over an hour.
Oh, perfect. Oh, God. So, yeah, we hey, look, the stock market's rigged, and Trump being gone is the good thing of this discussion.
Yep.
And the Catholic Church is rigged, and terrific. Nuns are murdered, and that's it. Tried to cover that up a little bit.
Dude, I mean, I just hope we should get so controversial that people can't ignore us. So let's just keep shitting all over this shit. We called out Scientology. You said Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt isn't good.
Dude, I know. I love 30 Rock. Like, it's so good. And I don't mean to compare them, and I don't think I even am comparing them. It's just that, like, I just find them totally different, and it's kind of like maybe a good comparison would be like Family Guy to the Cleveland Show. Like, kind of fun. I mean, it's not good ananymore, but there were some good seasons there. And then the Cleveland Show I tried watching, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is just kind of dumb.
Yeah, I wouldn't compare. I literally feel like it's the same vein. I mean, I could see 30 Rock and Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt existing in the same universe. So I mean, they're just as silly and zany to me. Right.
So
I can't wait to watch a couple episodes tonight, to be honest.
We are currently watching Schitt's Creek.
Oh,
do you like it? Have you watched it at all?
We watched, Jackie, I think, has watched most of it. I watched a couple episodes. I think it's funny.
So I didn't love it.
I don't love it, no. But
it has a certain charm it's easy to approach, which is nice. I mean, sometimes you like shows like that. So I can see us watching more. The other one that we're watching to fill the search party void is Miracle Workers on HBO Max.
Oh.
With Daniel Radcliffe. He's in a sitcom.
Is it good?
It's not bad. Steve Buscemi is God.
Yeah, I know about that show.
It's fun.
Okay.
I'd recommend it to people if you want to see Harry Potter as an angel and as an overworked, like, depressed angel, and like Steve Buscemi as a fucking idiot god. Like, that's fun.
That's fun.
It's not the greatest, but it's fun. It's a season. It's like 10 episodes. Like, what are we doing right now? You know?
I know Jackie and I are about to finish The Good Place, so we've got
nice.
that too.
That's cool. That's
so,
very cool.
So great.
Yeah.
We have to watch The Mandalorian. That's the thing, is like there's so much to watch, and it doesn't feel like there's so little time, but you also don't want to sit in front of the couch all day. And I've been doing that a lot playing Mortal Kombat, so I'm trying to not sit as much. Yeah,
I've been trying to read more because I gave up a few weeks ago for like a solid 2 months. I was just not reading, which is like so unhealthy for you. And finally, I think I was what the hell was I doing? I was probably playing Madden, and I was like, this is fucking stupid. Like, who gives a shit about any of the brain cells I'm wasting right now? I was like, I'm reading a book right now. And that's good. Reading books and watching shows that you like and not playing as much Madden is a good thing for your health.
I only read when I shit. See ya! I have been reading while I'm on the can instead of just being on my phone.
Oh, that's so funny. I used to do that when I was a kid. Now, like, the book feels so heavy in your hands. And, like,
you don't bring a fucking coffee table book into the bathroom.
I feel like people, don't you remember, like, John Travolta reads a real book on the shitter in Pulp Fiction? And I feel like that's a thing. Like, that's a thing that people did before phones.
Yeah.
And
the hardcover?
Yeah, honestly. I mean, it's like, I feel like it's like newspapers, yeah, sure, but like people will bring books in there. But then the book, you know, if you're at a good part, all of a sudden you're chilling in there for like 20 minutes. You're like, I gotta, like, this is way too much. I gotta get on the couch.
I gotta pinch this off. Can I squeeze out another chapter?
This is so juvenile. We're like 30.
Dude. Well, to be fair, though, we haven't molested any children, so we've got that going for us.
Right, I know. Isn't that cool? You know, if you're ever feeling down about yourself, you're not the Catholic Church.
Yeah. I'm totally fine with making poop and dick jokes because I've never fucking touched a kid under the cover of the cloth.
It is.
Oh, Kevin's gone. God damn it. He'll be back. He's gonna flip out about the Ethernet. I missed you.
It's my fucking Ethernet. I don't know. Like, I'm sure this is like a simple issue for you IT people out there, but like, I swear to God, it is in there, and it's just so loose. It is like.
You say, I swear to God.
Yeah.
Swear to me. All right.
Good sick Batman reference, bro.
Thanks, bro. We didn't even get to talk about.
I know.
I might. You know what? I don't think so. If you've gotten this far in the episode, you heard me earlier say we're going to talk about Batman. That's
we fucking always do this. I don't care. I don't even. It doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
8 people listen.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I don't care.
Thanks, Alex Plotkowski, for listening 8 times. Yeah, no problem. I just got it on loop.
Oh, it's so funny. It is cool to have at least, you know, some episodes out there. Like, we started this like 2016, I think, or 2015 even.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time.
It has been.
Crazy. We should do an anniversary episode eventually, like a greatest hits thing.
I've thought about it.
That'd be fun.
More than thought about it. I also want to do a thing where, like, any of our part 2 episodes, I mash them together as one. Mm-hmm. So it'll be like a nice little 2-hour chunk for people to listen to.
That would be cool. I'd be down for all of those things. We should do it maybe, I don't know, if for March to celebrate both of our birthdays.
That
or
kind
of a fun retrospective.
Well, we're at episode 81 right now, so we're almost to 100, man.
That's pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Especially because I don't even remember half the shit we recorded.
Well, we were drunk between episodes like 15 and 35.
Whoops. Oops.
He's gone again. All right.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Keeps doing it. I'm not even
We better just end this.
I'm going to head out.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to head out.